Alright guys, here we go into the second game. Unfortunately, I can't actually tell if my spectator dashboard is working until someone researches something. So I guess we could tell maybe with the Chinese players if they get Loom or something. But let's turn team colors on. I'm going to turn team colors on just because I think that'd be the smarter thing in the early game. As these guys, obviously on Nomad, going to be running villagers all over the place, trying to get up their TCs. You can kind of see where their starting places are. But saying that, I'm going to turn them off. That actually is not what I'm going to run with right now. I'm going to have focus on where these guys are getting their docks and such, and TCs place. So we have Viper, it looks like, putting his TC here. He's playing as the Persians. We will try and pay attention. Of course, unfortunately, sorry, the hectic start to Nomad is quite hard to follow in the order that I like to do things as a caster. So we'll see how it goes here. I can't really do it in order. The docks will be going up, and these players will be doing their kind of standard starts. But Viper seems to be here. As far as his teammates are concerned, it looks like we have Riot here. Riot's playing as the Chinese. He's actually right next to Moonlight, and Moonlight's playing as the Persians. I'm not really sure where Moonlight has his other vills. Then we have CBJ Lang, who I'll just call Lang, and he's down here, right next to Moonlight. They're actually the only ones that I can see that are on the bottom side here. So they could potentially cause problems to Riot, who's quite far away from Viper. Now, let's take a look at the other side of the map then. We have Slam, and he is actually right next to Feng Xing. So some of these players quite close, and then looks like we have Doubt, and we have Feng Zhao. So this is right away a bit of a problem for me. Doubt is red, and last game Slam was red. Slam, I memorize things, and I am very analytical in everything I do, and I try to do things in order. And well, thank you, Doubt. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. I'll have to switch things around, and you guys will have to pay attention to things a little bit more so as well. No, interesting thing about this map, guys, is there's actually a crossing here. If you didn't notice, there's a crossing, and then there's fishing in the middle, and potentially if water control happens, it actually looks like Lang's TC is right next to the water, which would be interesting. But the fishing in the middle, and you can't cross the water on this side. So you wrap the entire way around the map, come back over to this side, and actually reach this side as well. So interesting fishing potentials here. Looks like we have docks for these players pretty much spread out all around. I don't see any docks right next to each other that are really enemies. Actually, we have Feng Zhao and Viper right here. And again, it's an awful lot to really, like, even in a 2v2 or 3v3, it's hard to follow. There we have it. At the top right, we have Loom coming in. So the spectator dashboard is working. Thank you, spectator dashboard. I appreciate that for working. Someone's actually asking, and he's asked like 3 times what my rating is in the chat. So I'll give you an answer that will kind of boost my own ego. It depends on if I actually play consistently. If I play consistently, the highest I've reached is like near 1700. If I don't play consistently, I'm like 1600, 1580. So I think I'm around 1580 right now in RM. So there's your answer, and enjoy the stream. So Riot and Moonlight are aware of what's going on right now. It's like a little bit of walling, and even CBJ Lang's coming up here. He very well may be searching for resources. I mean, he is actually in a rough spot, isn't he? I mean, he actually doesn't have many shorefish here to even collect from. He doesn't have any sheep. He's probably scouting right now to try and find something to be able to bring in as far as food's concerned. CBJ Lang, playing as a Chinese, generally going to have a decent start, and doesn't even have a fishing ship out right now. It's not good. While Viper already has 5 of them, huge difference. Yeah, big deal right now. Obviously, starting locations have different, bores, and it's all sporadic, so kind of unfortunate. I don't like where the TC was placed either. I don't know why you'd place a TC there. There's a hill. You can't build farms around here later in the game. It's right up against the water if you use water control. Actually, it looks like Moonlight is sending in some sheep now to help out, but I disagree with that very much. So I'm interested to see if Slam and Feng Xing actually see each other, because they're so close. Like, it has to happen. Slam actually right now does not. I mean, I'm not sure if he saw the boar running, because the boar was coming from this location, but he might have. Let's see if Feng Xing can see. Yep, look at that. And Feng Xing can see right there that Slam is located right next to him. Now, I assume that Feng Xing got that scouting, because Feng Xing actually has not lost any villagers, so that scouting was not received by any villagers. I am assuming that he lost a sheep there, and Slam might know that there's some enemies over here. But look at the amount of sheep Feng Xing does have, but who knows, who knows. So, Civ's gonna play an interesting role, but right now, I mean, it's gonna be hard to say, really. On Nomad, it's really odd. It's all based off the start, and right now these guys are having very sporadic starts. I mean, here we have actually some vills chasing, but here we have CB. Like, this is just really poor. Still only on a couple of fishing ships. CBJ Lang, Feng Zhao actually, down here walling it up already. The Chinese players really like to wall, and it's not looking so great as far as the start is for them. If you just look at the scores, you can just kind of tell. Well, meanwhile, Viper, playing as the Persians, seem to be doing quite well. Already has a lot of fishing ships. I mean, total 12 fishing ships. And 2 docks as well. I was like, I thought I saw a dock elsewhere. We have this dock with 4 fishing ships now. And this dock here as well with 6, 7, 8, 9, well, I guess in total 13 with both docks. So, very quick uptime from Feng Zhao, and getting up 2 docks, and that means Viper's fishing ships could be in jeopardy. With the amount of fishing ships that Viper is getting out, that probably means he's going to try and just go fast castle and fires, and he's going to need to flee. And we already talked about he actually can't flee this direction. He's going to have to flee towards the now 2 docks of Feng Zhao. He's also going to have to go towards, I believe, more docks. Well, towards the direction of Feng Xing at least. Looks like Feng Xing has docked middle, and he's collecting shorefish as well, which is unfortunate. Riot has docked in the midst of 2 of his enemies. In the end, there's going to be a lot of land aggression. I'm probably not going to be Chinese Lamer definitely wandered through these parts. There's no way that Slam went after these. Like, I feel like I focused on the water really way too much here, because it's just gonna get crazy. My bad, but yeah, definitely it probably Feng Xing has lamed these deer, which is a wise choice in a game like this. On stone, and wise as Mayans, but also wise if you know your opponent is right there. Know your opponent's resources are as well, and they're saying that it probably wasn't Feng Xing that lamed it. If you look at Feng Xing's scouting, I could go through every player and see who it possibly was, but that would just be way too much. There's Slam putting up his watchtower, got up a little bit earlier, and Feng Xing's going to get Town Watch, and doesn't actually see the watchtower, and will when the Town Watch gets there. probably using the stone to get out the castle for the plumed archers. That's going to be interesting. He's going to have to actually move wood lines, getting out the market, and probably going to want the blacksmith as well. Got up a little bit of walling, but can't get the blacksmith if you have to get up another lumber camp. Gonna have to choose there. I like that from Slam for sure. Slam, of course, with this town center attacking the house, knows what's going on there. This side, of course, Riot is right next to Moonlight, and he's going to get a tower out as well. Moonlight is really far away from getting up to that next stage. Viper's fishing ships, well, they are being attacked by galleys, and he's probably going to run. He's not going to be able to run this direction. He is going to run this way, which is going to pose a problem because there are galleys here. And actually, these galleys are also in range of where Doubt is collecting his gold and stone. And that's a huge problem for Doubt. Doubt's on his way to Castle Age, but he's going to need those resources. If +1 comes in, that's going to be huge. So, looks like choosing to go for the blacksmith is Feng Zing, and able to get up another lumber camp, which is good. So a decent time did work out. And where are we? Here we go. The tower did go up as well from Riot. And that's a good tower. I mean, it's just really nice, especially when you have so many resources on Nomad. You can collect a little bit of stone. It delays your opponent enough. All game, really, if you can keep the tower up as well. Now, in another 2,355 hits, this TC will go down. And I'm sure that would be funny to see. I doubt the game will go on that long, but I'd like to know what that translated to in game time minutes, actually. I don't know why I focus on such little things, but Riot with fantastic play in the water. You know, he's actually 2v1s, guys, but we talked about CBJ Lang's horrible start. He's really far behind. He's actually not yet up to feudal age. And, you know, Feng Zing, he's fishing in the middle. He's going to lose his fishing ships. Doubt seems to be safe now with his fishing ships because Riot doing all this feudal age aggression. He's actually gone to 3 docks. He put up a tower and then he'll have to 3 docks. And he's picking up so many fishing ships. Right now, Riot's at a total of 7 kills, possibly 8 kills. He's doing a great job for sure. Slam is here with his galleys. He's possibly going to try and push down and combat Feng Zhao. And Feng Zhao has an awful lot. Slam's not going to be able to deal with it. And we did talk about Doubt needing these resources. He's going to get a castle right there. And looks like he did get enough stone. I'm interested to see if Doubt actually has the scouting to see any other resources surrounding him. And it looks like, yeah, that's great scouting. He's able to definitely collect some more gold, and that should be enough stone for now to be able to get the castle and another TC, and he should be fine. So, a transport from Riot. I'm wondering what he's actually going to do with that, because he's right next to CBJ Lang, and he's still in feudal age, so it's really interesting. You know, Lang might be able to see. He's gonna tower. Oh, he's gonna outpost that gold. Lang might be able to see that as well. See if Lang can see that right now. And Lang's gonna run into that, and I don't think Lang actually went out there with the intention of stopping that, and it looks like either way he's going to stop it now. Not stop the lane, but definitely stop these villagers from doing anything else. Riot possibly gonna run right back to the transport. Did the transport? Yeah, transport's still there, which is nice. Pretty much all stone walled here from Feng Zhao, and he's going to stone wall behind as well. But Doubt could do the same thing Riot just did and transport around. And that's the thing on Nomad. Transports can come out. Viper's now up to Castle Age. Assuming he's just going to be booming at this point. I mean, he's Persians, and they can have a really nice boom. We do have camels here from Moonlight, and Viper does have some knights here actually, but the camels will deal with them. Obviously the camels countering pretty easily. Well, there's the castle from Feng Zing as well, and it's actually right on Slam's TC. Slam has not yet gotten up to the Castle Age, and I'm actually gonna do I've been going way too fast for what's happening. Slam could be in trouble here, guys. This could be basically the weakest player on the TyRanT is up against the strongest player right now on Old Boys, and he's trying to repair his TC, but the problem is that he has no military to defend with. He's running with all his villagers because the plumes are coming in. The plumes have +1. That's more than enough to two-shot villagers, and he just needs to get to the castle age. I think he just might be able to do that. He'd probably want to at least delete. Well, I guess it's a bug you can't actually repair behind the palisades, but he's running. He's going to run to Viper. I guess that's the person you want to run to. If you're going to choose one person in AOC you want to run to, it'd be the Viper. But I'm going to read it here. He's going to go up to castle, and he's going to hold that water control. Guys here. I actually think Old Boys are in a nice position right now just because Slam is really up against it. Doubt here, he's going plumes, but he hasn't done anything just yet. Feng Zhao looks like he has water control. He's brought it into the middle. Did he build a dock here? He did. I was going to say it's a long way to travel. Riot's going to try and catch him out. Still, these guys microing everything. The top as well, Slam is here, cleaning up whatever Feng Zhao had. So topsy-turvy, but Slam, his TC did ride him to the castle age. Now the problem is, does he have enough for another TC? I'm not even sure where his villagers. That's good. That's good for him. But just like last game, maybe that color is like cursed for this tournament or this series because, you know, it was Kwai, I guess, last game was really struggling. It seems to be quite stalematy on this side, but Kwai really was put up against it. And right now, Slam, same thing's happening to him, and Slam's no pushover, obviously. So I talked about how CBJ Lang was like really in a poor spot earlier. Well, Slam's in equally a poor spot. Slam is receiving attack though, and CBJ Lang really isn't, so he could probably get ahead. He's getting up a second TC. He has gold here, even though the other one's lamed, and he seems to be absolutely fine. So I think old men are in a good situation, but here they need to hold. There's no defense, like in the feudal. I feel like I've possibly been missing something here. Yeah, okay, so possibly Feng Zhao is slinging, possibly, like, maybe, because the thing is with the dashboard is the dashboard is it's good for 1v1s, right? But it doesn't give you the alert when resources are sent. It only says that if you're actually on that specific player. We have Vikings here from Feng Zhao, and Feng Zhao is most likely slinging at this point in the game. He's gone heavy onto water. We saw that. He's had a really good water presence, and there you go. He is definitely sending resources to Moonlight, and that's why he has no military presence here. I was like, why doesn't he have a Mangonel yet at 27 minutes? And I'll switch to overlay next game. Actually, I don't use it all that much, but this is a great reason too, obviously. So obviously the sling's happening, and he's just stonewalling, and he's going to just continue to stonewall more and more walls. And I guess if you're slinging Moonlight, Moonlight's going to really have to have a strong push with that. Being said, Viper, he seems to be okay right now. He's not receiving any sling, and he's more villagers. As far as military is concerned, he's not really losing any battles. He has camels. Camels aren't going to be good against plumes. The only thing I could really see it's bad for Viper is he doesn't have Slam on this side. Second Castle's coming up for Feng Zing, so he's going to have potentially double the plumes. And then Moonlight is on his right-hand side as well. So if Riot isn't able to help him out in a big way, he could be in trouble. P-Targe, which is kind of expected from Doubt, gonna be a great move to get in through one layer of wall. But if you just continually wall the map, there's gonna be a lot of P-Tarts needed. And yep, I understand the dashboard is certainly a better choice, but well, nothing I can do now. So Viper seems to be up against it right now a little bit. I mean, his knights don't have very many upgrades. He's getting +2 defense. I think he knows that he needs to kind of turn on the military, and yeah, it's looking like he's going to be under some threat. Obviously, Slam, he's in a bit of worry over here, just building another town center. His initial one he can't use, and Moonlight's now sending out his own knights. Now, being the Persians himself, Moonlight has fantastic knights and camels. Viper also Persians, and he doesn't even have near the upgrades. He doesn't even have bloodlines just yet, and it's pretty much 2v1 on Viper right now. Riot kind of struggling to see what he's doing. Whatever Riot has been doing, I think it's kind of fizzled out. He has a lot of water presence with fires, but he doesn't seem to be doing all that much on land, and that's a problem for Viper. They're kind of just bypassing Riot, and Riot needs to really help out. I guess as Mongols you would just be going crossbows or knights, and not really much of that. Slam's just trying to reboom into the game. Obviously Plume's going to be coming out from either of these guys, and I'm going to toggle actually over to see what Doubt is doing. Doubt is continually trying to get in these walls, and like I said, just more walls coming up from Feng Zhao. So the knights can run into these TCs. There's monks here as well. I think Viper will be content with that because right now he's not going to be able to fight this, and the TCs will do a decent amount of damage. There's actually no fletching just yet from Slam, so they might be able to take the TCs out, especially if no support does come in from Viper. And looks like Moonlight, of course, receiving the sling, guys, is +1, and he's going to be able to take the TCs out pretty quick. Now Viper could get some conversions here. I still don't know, with all these stables up from Moonlight, if he's going to be able to hold. Doubt's on his way up to Imp. Feng Xing's on his way up to Imp as well, and he has Plumes coming in. It's going to be really rough. Viper's going to have to really turn this around. Riot as well is going to have to really help out. And that TC's still up right now. Viper's sending out some more monks, and still, I don't think Viper's really winning this in enough fashion. These Plumes are still going to really cause problems in the Imperial Age. Doubt, has he gotten in yet? No, he's just building another castle there. That's not accomplishing anything. If anything, Doubt should, I don't know, maybe come up this direction and send an attack towards Feng Xing. I think that'd be a wiser move. I guess he could get through these houses pretty easily. He's actually neglecting to go that direction because he's attacking the feudal age guy. I mean, really, why attack this player at this point in the game when you see 3 layers of walls going up? I don't agree with that decision. Castle's now coming up, nice wall around it as well from Feng Xing. Viper looks like he did, I guess you could say, win that fight, but I feel like it's a downhill, it's just not going to work out. It's a downhill battle for Old Man. It's an uphill battle for Viper. These Plumes are going to get a ton of upgrades shortly, and Viper's been forced to get +2. He's been forced to get an awful lot of upgrades himself just to defend. Also, Viper has nowhere to run. He has to push back. He has to push back. There's a castle on his face, and over 2 TCs as well. He's been forced to abandon a couple farms. Elite Plume, Ballistics now. I assume we're going to be seeing the ranged upgrades, attack upgrades come in. And actually Feng Xing sending the villagers forward. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw not only siege workshops, but maybe another castle. Let's see. Wow, another castle as well. And of course, Moonlight on his way to Imp now. Lots of camels and knights. Viper's pretty much 2v1 right now. I'm not sure what Riot's doing. I'm not sure where Riot is. Riot's at 97 vills. And it's, yeah, I mean, the Tyrants are not sending resources at all. Riot has very little in the way of military on land, helping out on this side. So I'm really just befuddled, really, as to what Riot is doing. The Trebs are going to come out, the Rams are going to come out, and it looks like Old Man are just really doing a fantastic job. Now, Doubt's still trying to get in. I don't think he has actually gotten in. Oh, finally he's going to go this direction. That's a wise move. And Maybe a little bit too late, though, because I think Viper's going to be really in a bad spot up top. These TCs are going to go down. Viper just has Knights. He doesn't even click to Imp. If he does click to Imp, he'd probably lose the TC at this rate. I guess, no, but that's not even he doesn't even have a TC that's not in range of a trip. And, you know, almost fully upgraded elite plumed archers. Viper is top scorer in his team, and he's most likely going to die. He has a lot of Knights here. He might be able to take this fight. He deletes his stable. He might be able to take those units down. He has a lot of Knights massed up, let's be honest. He's getting Husbandry now. Should be able to put, forcing those plumes into a crevice there is Feng Zing. He won't be able to take out Knights. And Viper still, he's going to be in a bad spot because Moonlight's now up to Imp. Doubt's pushing here, and I guess he's gotten some plumes in, but I just don't see this game really turning out well for the TyRanTs. I just don't know. I just do not know how this is happening. I guess Lang is struggling here because of the water pressure from Reed. Of course, there's no land really in their favor. Viper's at 97 vills, and if he loses all his vills, there's nowhere he can go. There's nowhere he can really go. He's just always going towards the enemy. And Viper can't click to Imp. So, now Moonlight, he's Persians. He's going to have Cavalier, too. And it's going to be rough for Viper. Now, Viper might actually be able to clean this small band of units up, but he's fleeing with a lot of villagers. Now, if he runs this direction, he has a little bit of space, but he's going to run into the castles. I think it's up to Doubt right now to kind of push back into Feng Zing. He has a lot of military presence here. Also notable that still in the feudal age slinging is Feng Zhao, so it's still kind of unbalanced on land if everyone's able to attack for the TyRanTs. And I didn't mention it too much, but these war galleys that pretty much that's Riot's only military presence right now has caused huge problems to the eco of CBJ Lang, who's really, really poor as far as his eco is concerned. He's even built a TC down here, and Riot has some war galleys there as well. And so he's not doing the best. He wasn't doing good from the very beginning, let's be honest. So these traps are doing good from Doubt, sorry. But so much could be lost from Viper. And right now, Slam's actually getting coinage, and I'm going to assume that Slam is going to send some res. Slam, yeah, he's going to send res. No one has sent any res on the TyRanTs just yet. Look at that from Viper. Have you ever seen anything like that? Two town centers right next to each other. Really, really poor. I will see Viper's resources. I think that's actually a wise thing. He doesn't quite have enough to click up to the Imperial Age. Also, I don't think it's really wise for him to stop producing military either. He needs to continue to fight. Where's the fight happening? Okay, sorry. But Paladin's going to come in from Moonlight, and I foresee Moonlight and Feng Zing to just be able to wipe everybody off the map. Riot's Imperial, he's getting Galleon, and he has this castle here. He's going to push into Lang and Feng Zhao, potentially, but, you know, Viper is really struggling. Now, is Doubt having success over here? It looks like he actually is. Comparing the villager count right now, Doubt is at over 100 vills. And if you look, I mean, eco is absolutely huge. Doubt is picking off so much, guys. Feng Zing has lost so many villagers here. Siege Ram even coming in. I actually think I'm gonna take back anything I've really implied. I actually think the TyRanTs might be okay. If you take a look at the Viper clicking up to Imp and which TC, he's probably clicking out of this one. I think he'll be fine. Doubt is double the villagers now of Feng Zing, and if he's able to wipe Feng Zing off the map, and he's close to it. Oh, he's down here as well. Fantastic play from Doubt. He's everywhere. He should be okay. Be able to even take out these capture rams with plumes, maybe, as so many of them. And his really only threat if he takes out Feng Zing is Moonlight. Viper will be Imp. Does he still have stables? Well, I guess he doesn't. He's still going to have to rebuild an awful lot. But there is Imp in Riot, and Riot have to toggle, sorry. I mean, he's Imperial. That's enough right now. He's going Galleon. He's going to try and still raid I guess from water right now. I still don't agree necessarily with that choice. I feel like he should be going land to help. But Dal he's certainly pulling his weight right now. He's going to even find these villagers up here. I mean, there's so much exposed for Feng Zing. Slam is even running down this direction. Viper's in trouble, though. I still think Doubt needs to... Viper is at 94 vills still, somehow. I feel like he didn't lose any vills. I feel like he's constantly able to reboom somehow. He was at 94 vills the last time I checked. So... And there's Doubt. He's pushing back up. Feng Zing has nothing really to protect these castles. It's only Moonlight. And Doubt's going to send his plumes up there. He's going to probably protect them. Doubt's done a fantastic job. Fantastic job. He secured a lot of resources. Slam's actually come down here now. Slam himself is still quite low on vills. But Feng Zing is on 25. And that's much less than what Slam has. This area, they've basically base swapped. I mean, now Viper and Slam's old base is now Moonlight and probably Feng Zing's, yep. And Viper's now Imp, just in time. Doubt with this many plumes fully upgraded should be able to take on these Paladin in a fair fight. Oh, but his trebuchets have gone forward way too far, and they can get picked off here. That's a huge loss for sure. Riot now. Yeah, the dashboard's the game's being a little bit buggy, but yeah, those trebs are going to go down. I think Doubt is just conceding that loss and just using his elite plumes to attack these Paladins in the best way possible, because they are fully upgraded. Plus, they are Persian, so of course they get +2 attack versus archers. Riot's here. He has the castle up. Pretty sure I mentioned that he was going to go Elite Mangadai earlier, but he's Chinese, and my apologies on that. He was Mongol's last game. But yeah, look at this. I mean, Feng Zing has pushed in some more units. I'm not sure. I guess he created them out of these castles here, and he completely wiped Riot off the map. It's been all over the place, and people have kind of complained that it was so slow, but this is why I've done it so slow, because I'm not able to follow it by myself. And now CPJ Lang's actually going back onto water himself. He's going to kill a lot of villagers here from Slam and Viper. That's a really nice play. He's going to kill so many vills, but I'm really worried for Riot here. He's lost an awful lot of eco. He's lost an awful lot of castles. I'm not really sure. Like, he's at 47 vills, Slam is at 40, Viper's at 60 now, Doubt is at 122, and it looks as though Moonlight is now pushing in very strong with his Paladins. If you compare the total villager population, everybody's pretty poor except Moonlight and Doubt. It's been a lot of death in this game. It's been pretty wide open and insane. So we have Feng Zing here, trying to regain some control over this gold with the castle. I think Viper getting Paladin, but he doesn't really have the vills to really sustain that. He only has 60-some vills. Moonlight, on the other hand, he has full upgrades already, and he's pushing in quite strong. He's going to get a Siege Workshop there, and Doubt might be in a bit of trouble. He really might. I mean, ideally you'd want to go Halb and Plumes. He's struggling a little bit. The water control from Lang has been absolutely fantastic. Like, we already talked about how Viper needs the resources for his Paladin. I mean, great adjustment there, but he's going to lose all those farms and a couple of vills as well. Not to mention all of the resources up and down the side, even forcing Slam to make a tower there. Now, Riot's pushing in here with Chuko News. He's actually, for the first time, penetrating the Slinger for old men. So he's pushing in, and he could kill vills with Chuko News. I mean, they have 8+4. He's in Imp. He just hasn't really made any Imperial land tech. He has more on stone here as well. He's actually picking off some vills on that stone. Riot's doing a decent job from what situation he's in. Viper has a lot of units in those stables. How many, I'm not sure. Moonlight probably still outmasses him. I can only imagine what these players are actually doing right now versus what I'm casting. Like, they're doing so much. It is very good that Doubt has actually come over to help out. Looks like we have about half the units here from Viper, and if Doubt comes out to help, might be a favorable fight for them. Still units here from Viper, it looks like, and he could try and hold that ground. Slam's just trying to hold that area, and this is the fight. The Plume's actually not fighting there for Doubt here, and he's really bad micro, but he does have more coming in. I think that'll be a good fight for Viper and Doubt, who've regained the score. I don't know if you guys have paid attention to how much the score has changed, but it's changed an awful lot. And oh, trying to quick wall there is Lang. He has a lot of villagers here, and I don't know if he's actually going to be able to quick wall. He has to almost wall it here, and he's not going to really secure the gold. This galleon certainly played a part in that. Oh, wow. So many villas are going to go down if he doesn't fix that. That's such a huge deal. And this fight is going on. I do think Viper and Riot are going, or excuse me, Doubt are going to take that. Now, Lang is pushing up here, and he's trying to help out on land. We do have whatever was left of Viper's stables and houses and whatnot. Well, it's being defeated and going to rubble now. Really unfortunate that Lang isn't really helping out that much on land. He has really a poor eco. He's not even able to get the imp. Also, this lane from Riot has helped out in the long run for sure. So the fight's still going on here, guys. Looks like a little bit of raiding, and main fight going out here. Doubt and Viper has regained some control. This is pretty crazy for sure. I think the only thing that Viper and Doubt are really missing is some siege. That being said, it's absolutely huge that Riot was able to stop the sling here from Fang's out. And if you look at how many villas he has, he's only on 41. He's pretty much retreated into this little corner. And Lang is even in there. How did Lang... I guess Lang ran all the way down here to get some resources. But either way, if water control were to come down this way from any of the TyRanT players, they would really do a great job of killing most of these vills. But wise play from Riot to certainly focus on that. Total vills now. Viper is still struggling. He's around 70. Doubt seems to really be holding. Both these teams having favorable military numbers, though. Fang Zing has received a fair amount of sling, so if you look at the amount of resources he's received, that's why he has so much military right now, and he only has 25 vills. In fact, I want to see where his TC is real quick. I think that'd be interesting. He has a couple TCs, and actually Doubt is trying to actually delay this TC. There's still villagers in there. He's going to kill his villagers. He should probably push out and try and take the TC down. But speaking of pushing out, Fang Zing still has a couple siege workshops here. He's going to try and take this castle down. It's not siege ram with a couple repairs. I don't know. I still think that's a lot of capped rams. That castle might go down. It's going to be close. It looks like with not all of the villagers attacking, no repairs, Doubt could lose that castle, but he is focusing on this engagement out here. Viper as well is here. These guys, helter-skelter TCs, ecos, everything. Absolutely crazy. This is exactly what you want from a Nomad game. This castle, is it repaired in time? No, it's not. It is going to go down. It's unfortunate. Viper with a little bit of raiding. Well done. Moonlight's sending a lot of his paladins back, and these castles will go down at this rate. They haven't really attempted to address this. It's like Fang Zing's actually cleaning up what is left of Slam. It's unfortunate for Slam, but he doesn't have much left, and there is a second part to this game. I was aware of it before doing the rec, so there's reasons we did recorded games, because this game, amongst all this mess, was a big mess of lag as well. So just let me get into it. My apologies. If you don't mind, I'm actually going to get a drink of water as well real quick. Alright, let me get into it. All right, so yeah, so Viper's here with Doubt. Slam has. Oh, I gotta turn the dashboard back on, and this may be when the dashboard stops working every time there's a drop like this. So this is what happened last time, to make matters worse. But anyway, Slam now, as far as villagers are concerned, he has 64. He's moved a lot of most of his eco down here, which is nice for him. But Moonlight has pushed down here. He's gonna have to go back, honestly. And I like what Dowd is doing. He's taking out castles. He needs to be careful, potentially some siege in there. But it's very nice. Meanwhile, Riot, he's cleaned out an awful lot here. He's pushing in here as well. And he is getting oh so close to pretty much all that exists for Feng Zhao. And he even has, well, Dowd has a plume there as well, delaying an awful lot of space. So yeah, we're not too far behind, just like Clem said. Everything is basically a game and a half behind because we're getting the Rex kind of a little bit late. But yeah, big engagement here. Moonlight, who's pretty much carrying at this point. Feng Zhang, of course, doesn't have many villagers. It doesn't look like the spec. Oh, the spec dashboard is working. Fantastic. But anyway, Feng Zhang, as far as his villagers are concerned, only 30. The other Mayan player Doubt's at 120. Big engagement. Viper is going to fight. Doubt is there. That's going to be a huge engagement for the TyRanTs. And there's the GG called. Wow. Wow. What a crazy game. These guys just resigning, and looks like down here that maybe Feng Zhao doesn't quite want to give it up. But what a absolutely crazy game. That was insane. Like, honestly, I was expecting it to be hard to follow a team game. I'm pretty quick with the mouth, so I can follow things and just bounce all over the place. But being Nomad and being like one player's down to 30 vills, up to 100, down to 25, 8, whatever. That was pretty crazy, and that was a fun game to watch. I think the score change, if that was in the achievements, like how many times the score changed throughout the game, that would be quite high. That was pretty topsy-turvy there. And obviously that means the TyRanTs took game 2. And liked the game. Really liked the game. I, for one, looking back on it, surprised Viper was able to survive that onslaught of attack. This is where his base once stood. This is what the Viper. This is where the Viper lived. It is no longer Viper's territory. This is what he has now. But anyway, that was game 2, guys. Fantastic. Everyone likes to see the achievement, so we'll do that. Moonlight with a ton of kills, units killed, units lost, winning in both things. Actually tying Viper in units lost. Viper obviously losing the most buildings. Tributes happen at different points in the game. And uptime's not hugely significant. I think as far as the resource is concerned, generally you look at trade as well, but there was no trade. Highest vills for Feng Zhao in a long game, 69. It's not the greatest. And pretty low for Slam, Feng Zhang. Even CBJ Lang as well, 91's not very high, so